Hello everybody, how's it going? Today I got a match me on Sanji versus my opponent on Kinemon. I decided I'd finally check out the Sanji deck, give it a go, and on paper, I feel like this sounded like a kind of a bad matchup, and maybe I was playing it wrong or I could have played it differently, but we'll see how it goes. Have to go first, which obviously Sanji does want to go second with the 2 drops and the 4 drops, but we're forced to go first. It's all good. Kinemon obviously also wants to go second. He gets that turn 1 Okiku. Um, but turn 1 I didn't have a play. Turn 2 I just play the Usopp and leave 2 up for the Punk Gibson, and we'll see if it comes up. And it actually does. It comes in pretty big here because he decided he wanted to play his Forecast Yamato, so I'm able to use it and tap his Okiku. Feels pretty good. Get out of both of attacks. When that card does stuff, it does a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? We draw for turn. I don't really have anything good to play on curve, so I'm probably just trying to hit the Okiku for an amount of damage. One is obviously just going to get blocked, and he does block the first one. And the second one, I debate on just going 3, and I'm like, nah, let me leave 1 up because I don't know if anyone knows this deck, that you do play Paradise Waterfall, so if he like kind of undercommits into my Usopp there, he could get punished by it. So I was hoping he'd play around it. I don't think he does if I remember correctly. He uses leader. Thinks for a little bit. Just swings 5 at the Usopp. And yeah, like a Paradise Waterfall there would have been great. But I did not have it, so fair enough, he called my bluff. Obviously, I didn't just want a 1k out of it because I wasn't going to be able to combo out of the Yamato swing on the Usopp. We get a 7-cost kid out of life. Not bad. He grabs the Secret Rare Yamato off that Momo, and then he's able to play it for 4 Dawn because he started the turn with activating his leader. This card is spooky. I'm on my 7 Dawn turn, so I'm probably just going to slam down the kid, which is a little bit scary to do with him having the Yamato there, but I do it. What could go wrong? I mean, honestly, if he just put like 9 Dawn on his Yamato and just swung, I might have just given up the kid to not lose those life. But obviously that would have been not so great for me. Weird thing about this deck, and I guess I didn't think about it too much, is that you really don't play any 2k counters. You play almost all your bigger counters are just events. And it's definitely weird to play a deck without 2ks. Maybe I'll try to change it a bit, add some like Izos, or just any 2k counter really. But he swings 7 at me, I just take it. If he does swing the other 2 bodies before his 5-drop Yamato, I'm probably just taking both in hopes that whatever he swings on the Yamato, I'll be able to counter out and save my kid. And I do pick up a 1k counter off that first attack. And I take 1 more and I get another 1k counter. So depending on what he swings, if he wants to go all in, I think 10 to my kid, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have 4 1ks to get out of it. I don't know if that's worth it, but I could do it. He just goes 7 though, so that's an easy block and 1k counter. I think he definitely should have just started the turn and used those. Honestly, just you didn't even need to really put all the extra Dawn on the other characters. Just literally swing for base numbers because I can't. It's not like I can rest my kid because I need a response to this Yamato attack. So he definitely could have just tried to bait me by swinging for low numbers and then just gone bigger for the 5-cost Yamato. He doesn't end up doing that though, and I'm just trying to think how much down I need to leave open for the sword style and a love beam, because I do have the Jinbei I can play off of the 3 sword style. debating what I want to swing into the Yamato, because I think in my head I did the math and I had one extra Dawn. I'm like, I don't think there's a reason to put it on, honestly. And he just counters out. So I'll play the Mihawk, and I'll just leave those 4 open. Maybe I could have gone 9 on my Eustace Kid, but the outcome would have been the same if it just been getting blocked, so I just leave the extra Dawn open. There are some turns where he thinks for a while, so maybe I'll cut some of that, because I just remembered some of the turns did take a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Swings another 7 on Yamato. Again, I'm forced to respond. I just use my 3-sword style, play the Jinbei, restand 2, so I have enough up for another event counter in the Love Beam. Sadly, I'm at 5, so I won't be able to draw off it if I have to use it, but, you know, there's no point in me completely over-countering something just to get that draw. I don't think it's just, I'm going minus if I'm doing that. No reason. Would have been great if I had a Punk Gibson there, because I could just tap his other Yamato. 2 for 1. Just thinking for a bit here. I'm not sure when playing Sanji if I'm just supposed to keep swinging face, but I don't know. I feel like I always prioritize board whenever I play, honestly, any deck, especially against green. I just feel like I have to. I'm not sure if that's the right call. Maybe I could have just kept holding face, but especially with this Yamato on the board, the 5 cost, that's a lot of pressure on me every turn, just that card being there, so I figured it was probably correct to at least try to out that card. And he's last attack of the turn, so I will use my kid and just 1k out of it. Also did use the Love, did not draw a card. What are you going to do? He has 5 Dawn left. Thinking for a little bit here. Plays his blocker law. Bounces his 4-cost Yamato to play a Scratch Man of Pooh. This card actually comes in big. I forget this card even has an effect. So well played to my opponent here. You guys will see it soon. But I just swing 5 at the Yamato because I kind of want him to use his law so I can clear more of his board, because I have 2 characters that swing really well into law with my kid and my Mihawk. Because I'm always putting a Dawn on that kid, so it's always just swinging 8. But I think smartly he doesn't get baited by the value and just 1Ks out of it, which fair enough. Then I'll use one of my bigger bodies. Probably get the little blocker. Or he just lets it go. Either one. He knows I'm going to have 2 more attacks into this Yamato, so it might be worth just letting it go. Nope. He uses a little blocker. Fair enough. I'll swing another 8. Then he lets it go. I have 8 Dawn left. I want to leave at least 2 up for my Love Beam. He takes the 6. Then I have just the perfect amount of Dawn to play the Boa, put a Dawn on her, and then pass my turn. And I still have 2 up for my Love. And he does something pretty smart. I'm telling you, this, forget this card has an effect, but it came up here, and it was kind of cool. He plays 4-drop Yamato, rest my Boa. Fair enough. And we're both pretty low on hand size, so he definitely has 2 more life than me. So, yeah, here it is. He swings 5 at my lead and taps one of my dons, and I literally... I was so confused. I'm like, what just happened? And I remembered, yeah, Apu does have an effect. But I just take the block there. And I'm like... In theory, I think he could have just killed me this turn. But, I guess he just felt like it wasn't safe. Because I still had the one Dawn up, maybe. Maybe he thought I had, like, a waterfall that I'd be able to restand my kid. And that's a fair assumption. But I really had, like, no counter. And I just have to let that kid go. It depended, I think, what number he went at me. Because if he just went 9 in my face, obviously I'd take that. And then if I got a 1k counter, I could have got out of this 6k. But instead he just goes for my board. And he does end up clearing my kid and my boa. Get another Jinbei for turn. I'll just clear this Apu. I definitely could have just swung my Jinbei into it, but it's fine. We'll go our vanilla Mihawk at his kid. That is not his kid. His law. And then we'll just swing 5 with our Jinbei. And then I think I just play down another 7-drop kid. Feeling a bit more safe because I have 2 1Ks and the Love. So I should be okay. Yep. He only has 2 attacks. So, and I don't think anything taps 7-drop kid other than like a Punk Gibson trigger off life, so should be completely fine here. Definitely thinking out his turns. He starts his turn with activating his leader. That's fair. Should always do that if you can do that on Kinemon. Good call, good call. Puts 2 down his leader. Swings 7 at my Jinbei. I think I just love out of this because it's the perfect number. And then I can use my kid to defend another swing if I have to. And he just goes 7. So I pretty much know this turn he's just going to play the Odin, so I might as well keep all my characters. And just put on the pressure next turn. Punish him for, playing the Odin. And there it is. We draw an Usopp for turn. Put 1 Dawn on Jinbei. We'll swing for 5. He takes that one. Swing for 8. Takes that as well. And I think about swinging with Mihawk here, and I'm like, no, I should swing like a bit lower with my leader. Because he'll probably want to counter out of that, and then I can just swing my Mihawk at his Yamato. I could have maybe just gone for game this turn, but I really didn't want to risk it. Yeah, just go 7. I'm assuming he'll be able to counter out of that. But I still get 2 cards. The 2 cards I basically just gave him from life. And then I'll just swing 8 at his Yamato. And I have 6 on left. I'll use 4 to play my Gecko, and that will pass. This is definitely, again, another scarier turn, because he has 3 swings, 2 of them being pretty big, if he chooses to do so. He might have been able to win this turn. I don't know about the math. So I had 5k encounter right now, and depending what I draw off life, is probably like 6k encounter. So if he swung 11 twice with Odin, that's 6 Dawn, you have 4 Dawn, and I would be able to counter a leader. So maybe I was living this turn, just because I'd need to, if he did that route, I'd take 1, block the other, and then I'd need to counter out of his leader, which I could do. And I think that's the best number for him to swing at. So I think this turn was safer than I really thought it was. So he just goes 9. I was like, let me just counter out of this attack, so I know I'm guaranteed alive. And if he wants to clear some of my board, that's fine. He really needs a blocker here for me to not be able to go for game. He needs multiple. I say he used his restand and then his leader swing clears both my Mihawk and my Jinbei there. I still have 3 swings, so he pretty much needs like 2 blockers to actually be safe. And we'll see what he ends up doing. Restands the Odin. Probably goes after one of my characters now because he knows I'm living. Green doesn't have rush, so I don't have to worry about that or anything. Thinking out his turn. I don't mind when people do this. Like, it definitely takes a little bit, but if you this is testing, and if you want to play your absolute best, you should, take your time and really think out what you're doing and why you want to do it. So fair enough. Can't blame them. He puts 2 on leader. Goes 7 at me. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'll just take this one because I know next one I can just block. And pretty much he knows wherever he swings this Odin, he's pretty much just getting my 7-drop kid. Unless he decides to attack Jinbei, then he is getting that Jinbei. He goes 10, I just block. And he needs some blockers here. He has 1, and then the Okiku, sorry. And I'm like, yep, this is pretty much just game. So I'll just go 5 to get the last card out of him. Yep. And then it's easy math. Almost swing 6 there. I'm like, no, just swing 5. He has no cards. He, I think, reluctantly takes that. And that is game because he realizes nothing off life. Well, thanks for watching, guys.